Living alone seemed safe, until I discovered I wasn't alone at all. When I moved into my first apartment, I was thrilled. Finally, I could live alone. No parents, no roommates, doing everything on my own schedule. The apartment was small but cozy, a bright kitchen, a spacious room with big windows overlooking a quiet courtyard. I loved my independence and the quiet life, working from home and diving into books and movies without distractions. At first, everything seemed perfect. I enjoyed my morning coffee on the balcony, listening to music, and cooking meals that used to feel too complicated. But after a few weeks, I started noticing odd things. At first, they were small. My things weren't where I left them. A towel on a chair looked slightly rumpled. Books on the shelf seemed handled. I chalked it up to tiredness or forgetfulness. But then it escalated. One morning, I woke up to find my bedclothes rumpled and warm, even though I had clearly slept alone. My heart started pounding. I checked all the windows and doors. Everything was locked. That evening, returning home from work, I noticed a strange smell, a mix of dust and something sweet, almost sickly, that I couldn't place. Fear slowly started to take hold. I began leaving notes on the table. I'm here. Check who's home. Sometimes I'd hear faint footsteps, soft rustles in the room, disappearing whenever I listened closely. Every night, I dreaded opening my eyes, worried someone might be standing by the bed. Finally, I called my parents. They came over and inspected the apartment carefully. Closets, kitchen, balcony. That's when my father noticed messages on the walls, written carefully but disturbingly. Come back and baby, please. My blood ran cold. The truth hit me all at once. It turned out that my landlord's son, Henry, had been secretly living in my apartment. He had been slipping me sleeping pills, watching me while I slept, and collecting my hair and clothing. He knew my routines, could predict when I would leave or return, and followed me in silence, hidden in the shadows of my life. I'll never forget the moment we realized the full scope of it. I stood in the empty apartment and my father explained everything. I could barely hold back tears. Fear, disgust, and despair blended into one feeling I will never forget. From that day, I never felt truly safe in my home. Months passed before I could return to a sense of normalcy. I moved apartments, installed cameras, and added security, yet sometimes I wake up at night feeling someone is still watching me. It feels like Henry left a trace in my life, a mark that cannot be erased. Now I know that solitude can be dangerous and a cozy apartment can hide a nightmare. I've learned to trust my instincts and double-check everything, because sometimes the worst nightmares aren't in dreams. They live right next door, in real life.